Testing 1, 2, 3. Is this on? Alright, a lot of folks have asked me to do a video showing how to set up the flight simulator for this helicopter, which is in the manual instructed to do certain changes. Gotta put the experiment and flight model and a few other changes. So I'll just go through the recommended settings by Nimbus simulation, and I'll show it up, and then I'll do the startup for the helicopter. So as per the manual, it is recommended to use the experimental flight model and use flight models per frame up to 4. Other than that, my settings also, I use a flight control system from Thrustmaster, so I have pedals, joystick, and all the goodies. So I set up a button for the startup switch, and it is recommended to do so. You can do it either in the keyboard shortcut, or as I have plenty of buttons, I set it up in one of my joystick buttons. So also I have a axis assigned to the throttle, and that helps when it comes to do the startup and managing the engine. So you can assign the startup command either to a key on your keyboard or a button on your joystick, which I already assigned to the button number 7 in my joystick. And okay, I'll just jump now to do the startup. First we go to the overhead. I'm gonna release the rudder brakes, and then we're gonna go through the startup procedure. So first off, we can make sure that we have the AC pace voltmeter selector to AC and inverter switch to off. Is already set, and then we'll go to the DC power control panel. So we go to the main generator. The main generator, we must have it on, as you see. It's on, off, on. And also we make sure that we have the voltmeter selector to essential bus, which is already there. Then we proceed to go to the starter generator. We have it in start as it is right now, and then we switch on the battery. Let's do a caution light test. Make sure everything is on over there. So now we switch the main fuel on and the governor to auto. Here we make sure that we have the chip detector system in both, and then we switch on the force trim and hydraulic control. Alright, so we are ready to start. One thing that I want to point out is I noticed that in the throttle here we have the idle release. It doesn't go any further than that, so either to turn it on or off, what you do is just press the release to switch it off, and to turn it on, what you do is you do the start, and that's it. I don't really feel I have to add fuel to it because it does it already. That's gets different from what it should be in real life. So let's go. For the startup, we have to keep an eye on the gas producer here, and also this clock. The gas producer, you cannot hold it longer than when it reaches 4%. We have to let go of the starter, or if it reaches 40 seconds here on the clock. So keep an eye on those two. Alright, so we got ourselves a startup. Now we go back to the overhead and we switch the inverter to on main. And the starter generator to generator. Other than that, we do the radius and all the other stuff, but basically this is the starter for the helicopter. Alright, let's take it for a spin. Okay, one thing I do always before I fly is I do my weight and balance just to make sure I know where the center of gravity is, which this helicopter comes in handy as it has its own weight and balance tool. Alright, so let's do the shutting down. So as I mentioned previously, the idle release, I don't think is simulated in the way that it should be, but all you do is you just press the release button and it just cuts down the fuel on the helicopter.